Thank you for joining me. I'm Amirah Hall, and I've invited the most beautiful Monique Duncan to join me. She's just a recent participant, completed Making Miracles Intensive, and Monique has been on her own spiritual journey for some time now. She's an amazing teacher to many. She's a mom of 3 grown boys and an entrepreneur at heart. You know, she's creating miracles all around her, and I've invited Monique to share her experience with you today. Welcome, Monique.
Thank you.
I truly admire you, Monique, for all of what you've accomplished during the Making Miracles Intensive, and for all of what you are doing, you know, major changes and major growth and major miracles. So tell me about them. Let's start with, where were you when you first began the training?
Mm-hmm.
How were you feeling? What was going on in your life? And where are you now?
Wow. I know it's not so long ago, but yet it seems like it, like the time has gone by so fast, but at the same time, when I look at where I was to where I am now, it seems like that would be eons ago because so much happens every week with this program. When we first started, I was feeling just a little, kind of lost, confused. I was living in a different state up north, and I wasn't even quite sure where I wanted to live, what city I wanted to live in. As far as career-wise, I wasn't completely clear on that. Basically, I was going through this transition, and I really wasn't clear really on anything in my life, to be honest. And when you first asked me, well, what do I want? What are my desires? What would I like to create? I kind of thought I knew, but I really wasn't sure. And so I felt so bad not knowing, specifically what I wanted to create. And so you were so awesome in telling me, that was okay. And that could be one of my first intentions, is to know what I wanted to create.
I really appreciate that, because there's a lot of people that really don't know what they want. They know they want something different. They know they're not liking or enjoying what's going on in their life.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. And so how is that? Where are you at now with that?
Now I know for sure. I'm back down south in Texas. And so I'm not living in the same place since the time the class began and finished. And I really know now. Even when it came to looking for a place, I wasn't sure, did I want an apartment and be around a lot of people and there's the swimming pool and the gym, or did I want to be like in a cute little house, or I wasn't even sure about that. And so I'm very clear on that now. What I want. And also manifesting things. I was given a gift, a free membership to the gym, so now I don't need the apartment for the gym.
Oh, fantastic. Isn't it amazing how miracles happen?
Yeah, miracles happen like every day, just awesome gifts. And I'm a very giving person, whatever I have, I love to give to other people. And something that helped me, or has been helping me with this program, is learning how to receive. Not just knowing what I want, but also just so many things. And one of the changes that I've seen tremendously, that I learned that I needed to learn how to do, that I didn't realize, was I didn't even know how to receive. I'm such a giver, and I love giving. And I think nothing of it if I could do anything for anybody. But yet when someone wanted to do something for me or help me or treat me, it's like, no, I got it. No, it's okay. No, I'll do it, And
you didn't need to do that.
Yes. And it was, I was a single mom for a long time. And so kind of was in a lot of masculine energy too. And so that's something else that this program has helped me with, to be able to get back into my feminine and to have that balance. What I love about your program is that you teach us to have a very healthy balance in every area of our life. And that was also a very important intention to me when we began. I've also gone through phases where I'm in work mode, and I'm just in work mode, and I don't get out and get social and have fun, or I work too much and then I'm all about having fun and I slack on my work, or I work out, I used to like work out too much, or it seemed like I had this pattern that whatever I was doing, I didn't have a healthy balance.
Mhm.
And so now I feel really grounded and very balanced, and I feel like you know all these processes and everything that we've done in the program and all the tools and the meditations have really helped me to have a healthy balance in every area of my life. And that was very important to me when we started the program, because I know that everything on the outside is mirrored back to us. And if I'm, unbalanced on the inside, I know, that gets mirrored back. And so I knew that in order to manifest really anything in any area, I had to get it all straight on the inside. And so this program has really helped me to be able to do that.
So in terms
Yeah.
of the biggest changes that you've seen that really stand out, I know that you've mentioned before that people are noticing the changes in you and that you're
Yes.
attracting different kinds of people into your life. What are the biggest things that people have said to you that they've remarked about you?
Yeah, when I was out of town, I was doing a lot of work online, so I didn't see the people that I work with in person for a few months. And when I came back, I actually had gained, a little bit of weight or whatever. And when I came back and I saw them, like, they were looking at me, and they just kind of were looking at me, and they couldn't quite figure. They're like, "You lost weight." So it's like, well, thank you, but I know that's not it. And they just couldn't quite put their finger on it. They couldn't figure it out. So whether it was family or friends, people that I work with, I noticed that they were just kind of looking at me, and couldn't quite put their finger on it and figured it out, to figure it out. But I realized that it was the energy, that had shifted. And when you shift the energy on the inside, people sense it on the outside. They could sense that when they're around you.
Right,
So
right.
that was huge. They've been looking at me. They're not quite sure. I think they also could tell the difference too, just and how I when I'm around them, when I'm talking to them, um, I I've become through the program. It helped me to become very aware of my thoughts all day. If I, throughout the day, if I'm around people or situations or circumstances, and I'm very sensitive to all that. And so one of the biggest changes is because I had such a big sensitivity to other people's emotions and energy. Now I feel like I have power in a healthy way, because I can be around people or situations or circumstances, and if they're nervous or something's not going right or something happens, I can still remain very grounded. And my energy is my energy and theirs is theirs, and I can interact with them in a really healthy way. And I can help when I start using the processes and the tools, and they don't know I'm doing it, like the energy shifts in the atmosphere and they feel more calm, and then all of a sudden they'll start being more positive, or the situation will lighten up. And so that's something else that I've noticed within myself, because that's really huge, because when you do that throughout the day, it changes your day, and it changes your circumstances. It changes the outcome of the events in your day. It changes what happens to the people around you. So to me, that's a huge miracle, because you're not just affecting yourself and the outcome of everything in your own life, but you're also affecting the outcome of all the people around you too.
Well, I applaud you, because using these tools not only in your own life, but your family's, you're affecting your family and the
Yeah.
relationship you have with them, but also with your coaching practice and your clients and your, business colleagues. So it affects every part of what we do, right?
Everything.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's so, thank you for sharing that and reminding us. I remember you sending me a message along the journey, and you were having just the darkest day. Can you
Yes.
recall that day? I mean, because we all have them, and that's also part
Yes.
of it. And I think, I really want to applaud you, because in sharing, first of all, that you were having those dark moments, it's a very human part of who we are. But a lot of times in our society, we try and block or stop this dark part of us, or when we're depressed or down, and
Yes.
and I see that as energy. So can you tell me what was it that lifted you out of that?
Yeah, I think, well, thank you so much too, because, what I was really surprised that throughout the whole program, throughout the whole process, like you're always there for everybody and you set it up, to where everybody can contact you and you make yourself available. Every day you support everybody in the group. You're always posting things or emailing us, texting us. And I'm just like, I have to say that I'm like so touched and amazed how you make sure that you keep up with everybody and you love, you show love and support to everybody. And just you being there and your love and support and knowing that I can reach out to you, um, you know, that alone was just huge. To just feel that unconditional love and support, that you're not going to be judged or criticized, and you know that whatever the situation is, that you can tell us, what tool to use, what meditation, or to keep the energy moving. And I noticed what happened on that day, or the days that were really hard days for me.
Because there were a couple, right?
Oh yeah, there were a few. I mean, there were times where we, when we kind of would all meet up on the phone and kind of everyone gets connected and we talk about, how it's going during the week. There were times where I just like cried throughout the whole thing. And I realized that I had to, what you shared with me was to keep the energy moving. And I realized that all these emotions that were coming up, that they were just stuck inside of me. And so, using the tools and everything, it was helping all that to come out that was stuck inside of me. And I, wanting to suppress it, or because I'm around people and not, I didn't want to allow it to come out, because it felt like, oh my God, if I open this floodgate, it's just never going to stop.
Yeah. Yeah,
you
that's
know,
a scary thought for
yeah, and
some
I
of us.
realized that it was just energy. And then once I just allowed myself to cry and allowed myself to rest, or if I needed to take a nap, that it was okay, and I felt better. And really, I just needed to let myself cry, or let myself rest, or let myself have a day to myself, because I feel like, oh, that's being lazy, or oh my gosh, I don't want to cry, and stuff. And so when I realized that it's perfectly okay to do that, and that it's all energy, and you showed me how to keep the energy moving and flowing. It's very healthy to cry or to rest, or, to do whatever you need to do, but to keep it moving. And so that was the key that has helped me along the whole process, to where now if I feel something, I know right away, hey, if I need to, shed a few tears for a little bit, or I need to go sit down or go for a quick walk or whatever, I could do that. And then I could finish my day and then I'm okay. Before, I used to be so scared, like, oh my God, if I start to cry, I'm never going to stop. And so once you get into that, you create a new pattern, a new healthy habit of when that stuff happens. Now we know what to do, how to use these tools and keep the energy moving and flowing. Then it's okay. You can let it pass, and then you feel good again, and you can continue about your day. So
Right.
that was huge for me.
Cool. Now, how is your trust in the universe or being able to create miracles? I mean, people throw that word around, miracles, but how do you relate to that now? How do you feel
Mhm.
about making miracles?
Yeah, and when we first began, it was like, oh, and I'm probably sure a lot of other people feel like, well, other people can have miracles, but that doesn't always happen for me. Um, yeah, I think, being observing the blessings and having gratitude for them puts you in that space and that energy, um, to know that you can have miracles, and to look at, when you get into that energy, and when you clear the energy that you have inside of you and the beliefs inside of you that aren't serving you, then you open the space to create miracles, and you don't have to try to create a miracle. They just start happening because you've changed your energy without even thinking about it or without even trying. You just use the tools in the meditations every day. And when you're releasing the energies, the thoughts, the beliefs, all the stuff that's just not serving you, you don't have to try and create a miracle, or you don't have to try and manifest something. It just starts happening automatically. And that's what's so cool.
They left that part out of the law of attraction, or the
Yeah.
secret. Just think, I find that fascinating, and that's a whole nother conversation. But in terms of somebody listening to you and me and wondering if they want to take the Making Miracles Intensive, what would you say to somebody who's considering this?
Oh my gosh. I would say I think it's the best thing that you could do for yourself. If there's, if you've been trying different things and you kind of feel stuck in some area of your life, and you haven't been able to create or manifest or get to the place where you'd like to be, even if you're not sure what you want, like how I was, this program will definitely help you to figure that out. If there's any area in your life that you would like to change, that you've been having a challenge with, I would say definitely, most definitely, this program is awesome. And I also want to say that Amirah's book that goes along with the program is awesome. And if you read the book every week and follow along with it, there's no way that you can't have change in your life. There's no way that you can't start manifesting miracles. Like, it would be impossible to start to notice changes, positive changes in your life. This is the real deal. This really works. And she explains in the book how everything is energy. All of our thoughts are energy, all of our emotions are, everything around us is energy. And once you start using the tools and reading the book, she does an awesome job, in the weekly classes, in the calls, but also when you read the book and you have the book right there that you could read any time of the day, and just start using it and following it, it's like you can't not see change in your life. There's no way that you can't start manifesting miracles.
Yeah, I pretty much agree. Thank you so much for
that. Even if your life is going great, it's like, oh my gosh, well, if you want it to soar and just get better, and go to that next level, there's just no way that you can't be in this program and can't see like awesome miracles in your life. It's to me, it would be impossible.
Wow, thank you so much. I'm totally appreciate that. And
Yeah.
I want to thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and your beauty and your light, Monique, because you are truly a radiant, beautiful life coach. You're truly a great example in whatever capacity you're coaching. It seems like with your family, I'm sure you're a very strong influence, and everybody around you. So you're a little magnet, and a beautiful one that I really honor you, Monique. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Many miracles to you. Blessings to you too.
Gonna go out and make miracles today.
Yeah, let's go. Okay.
I first heard you I was since I work at both offices, it was probably over a year ago.
Was it a healing summit?
No, it was probably I was driving to Houston in the car to go work at that office for a week. And I remember I was driving in my car and I was listening. I had my head plugs in and I was listening to a show, and you were being interviewed on that show. And I hit star 2, and I got picked. And I asked you a question. Oh, at that time I wanted to open my heart because it was very closed. And like when I had tried dating, I just was always like this, and so I just said, I just didn't date for a long time. And so my question was to you was, I've really been working on opening up my heart. What do you think? And so you told me, and you saw exactly, and you told me like immediately when you were 4 years old, this and that. And you kind of, went on my timeline and pointed things out to me. And I was just like, I was amazed. I had pulled over, right when I got called on, I pulled over and I just sat there and I was amazed. And you were just so awesome and so helpful. And then you did a meditation with everybody, and I loved the meditation that you did. So it was like, I remember it was like gold sparklies coming down, and it was just so awesome. And so like the rest of my drive to Houston was like really good.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and so then after that, I would just kind of look to see when you would be on something, and then I looked up your site, um and then yeah, I would kind of follow you when somebody would interview you. And before Christmas, maybe it was Thanksgiving-ish or right after Thanksgiving, you were on another show where you were being interviewed, and you offered the to that connection before the holidays. And I
Mm.
was I was having a really bad time. I was in another place, and so yeah, before the holidays. And I was really amazed too what you told me during that session.